Welcome back to another video, everyone. My name is Johan. I'm the host of this channel, and the channel's name is Make It an Amazing Day. Make it. It's your choice. It's your decision. On this channel, we talk about spirituality, mysticism, recovery, and healing based on my experiences, my schooling, and various subjects that I've studied over the years. So let's get on with this video. If you've been here for a while, you'll remember some videos I had which were a series on the 12 steps of the AA program. Sometimes a step took 2 or 3 videos, maybe even more. A lot of times I expanded on specific subject matter in those steps that I felt needed more attention based on my recovered experience, okay? I'm new at this with videos, so, well, in a year, last year. So I was trying to make changes to make a long story short, and I lost like 300 videos. And that's okay, we'll make more. If you're interested in me redoing videos on the 12 steps, the 12-step program and my experience. If you are, hopefully you'll leave a comment. If I get enough interest in it, I will do it. Here's my experience in the AA fellowship. In 1988, April, I went to my first AA meeting, and I stuck it out for 13 years. 13 years. The last year, April of 2001, and going back a year before that, I got complacent. 1. 2, I was lost because my sponsor passed away. These aren't excuses. I'm telling you my experience, all right? My sponsor passed away. I got complacent. And I stopped going to meetings. And I wasn't maintaining my spiritual condition at all. Remember what the book says, alcohol is a subtle foe. All we have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. And I stopped maintaining my spiritual condition. On September 11th, when those planes hit the Twin Towers 2001, I wasn't spiritually grounded. And being a combat vet, that freaked me out, and I used that as an excuse to pick back up again. And I drank from September of 2001 till August of 2004. By the grace of God, luckily, good fortune, however you want to put it, I went back to AA meetings August 24th, 2004. I've been sober spiritual. I've been clean and spiritual ever since. I maintain my spiritual condition, and if you haven't figured it out already, I've expanded my spiritual learnings, you could say, from teachings, various teachings, spiritual principles, spiritual paths, and spiritual ways. I've studied religions. If you read about this channel, you know where it says about the channel, underneath Storyteller, I listed quite a few of my experiences, okay? So I expanded my knowledge mostly with ancient teachings from antiquity, thousands of years before the Common Era. I took those teachings, applied them to my life. What worked, I kept. What didn't work, I cast aside. So my attitude and outlook on recovery was totally different. I don't know how it is where you live, but around here, it's frowned upon if you say, I'm recovered. RECOVERED. However, in the beginning of the big book, it says distinctly, we are 100 men and women who have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. Now, we're never cured of alcoholism, okay? Like I'm never cured of my reaction to pollen. I'm allergic to it, okay? So we're never cured on it. All we have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. And I pushed that hard today, the maintenance of our spiritual condition. I also realized, and again, I'm not using this as an excuse, and I've had comments in those videos I made previously, well, it sounds like you have a resentment against people. It's not a resentment. It's my observations. My friend Kyle from New York came to my channel, and he gets it. He understands it. I'm not casting the blame on people in AA. There are two groups of people in AA, maybe three. One, people that just go to meetings every day to get that fix, to stay sober and clean. That's their fix. They may work a couple of steps. I don't know if you could say thoroughly, but they stay sober and clean by going to meetings every day. They get their fix. They get their adrenaline hit from it, their stimulation from it, okay? There are people that don't go to meetings except around anniversary time because they are practicing those principles in all their affairs, all right? They understand that their sobriety or being clean isn't contingent on going to meetings every day. They have had that spiritual awakening. They have had that psychic change. They have had that profound personality change sufficient to bring about recovery. And so they work those principles in all their affairs on a daily basis. And meetings aren't necessary, I guess you could say, to them after they reached a certain point. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about before you get all upset. For the first 3, 4, 5 years, there were only meetings, 2 in Akron and 1 in New York. 2 in Akron and 1 in New York for the first 3, 4, 5 years. What did those people do when there wasn't a meeting? Did they go to New York from Akron? Did they go to Akron from New York back and forth every day to get a meeting? No, because they recovered from that seemingly hopeless state of mind and body, and they were maintaining their spiritual condition. Also in those videos, I made references to books that are in my library that were written by early AA members, those first 100 people that recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. And they're very important because to show you or us that there are things being said in meetings today that have no spiritual foundation, are very misleading, and could in fact give someone the wrong impression of what recovery is. Therefore, these things I just mentioned affect the recovery rate. Now, the first 3, 4, 5 years, there was a 75% recovery rate in AA, right? Now it's, I think, less than 12%. What happened? Well, I'm going to tell you one thing that happened was, and they started in the 50s, grew more in the 60s, and became prevalent in the 70s, rehabs, rehabs, detoxes and rehabs. Now, I have nothing against detoxes and rehabs, but what the drunk used to do on the street, find what I call the live drunk. They moved them into their home, read the book to them, talked about the founders, explained how this program started. It started before 1935 from the Oxford group, and even programs before that, spiritual, Christian in nature, okay? They had them live in their homes. And then they took them to meetings to meet other people, took them through the steps. And back then they would visit certain hospitals. There's a lot of history on this. Sister Ignatia, look her up, Sister Ignatia. There was a lot going on back then. It was action, going out finding real live drunks, addicts, and then working with them, having them live in your home. Now, I could tell you, in 1988, despite the fact there were rehabs, people in my area anyway, central Pennsylvania, northeast Pennsylvania, coal mining country, we were still doing that. I have had many people come to live in my home. Newcomers. That way of life is like gone now. Okay, it's gone. It doesn't exist. Rehabs are doing a job. Nothing against them, okay? Chances are if you go to a meeting, you're in a meeting and somebody comes in, they're coming in out of a rehab. So they have basic ideas about what recovery is about. And a lot of times, they're not treated well because they went to a rehab. So these are things I used to talk about in that series on the 12 steps of AA, my experience, strength, and hope in AA, the spiritual nuggets that are in the book, people that are talked about in the book that folks don't necessarily pay any attention to. Carl Jung, William James, people like that. So, if you've been watching my videos, you pretty much know what I do every day to maintain my spiritual condition. If you're interested in me doing a series again on the 12 steps and these other things I spoke about, I would be more than glad to do them. So if I get a lot of thumbs up, or I'd like you to do that, or somebody that's been here a while and knows those videos no longer exist that I had before and says, yeah, please do, I'll do them. Make it an amazing day. It's your choice, it's your decision what kind of day you're going to have. And not just that, make it an amazing life. It's your choice, it's your decision what kind of life you're going to have. So have a good one. Keep your heart kind. Keep your mind calm and clear. I'll wait to see your responses, and if I don't get them, I'll just keep doing what I normally do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing my videos. I appreciate you. And there are quite a few of you out there that help me more than I'm helping you.